They thought it would be funny to leave me alone on Thanksgiving. A note on the table read, "We're at a luxury restaurant. Enjoy your meal alone." I remember staring at it, the neat handwriting, Mom's tone wrapped in fake sweetness. Then, a flicker, a flash. My eyes followed the light, a hidden camera tucked behind the flower vase. Then came the laughter, Mom's voice through the speaker. "She's really reading it." My sister's giggle echoed behind. "Happy lonely Thanksgiving!" I didn't cry, I didn't shout, I simply tore the note into pieces and placed them beside the untouched turkey. Because that was the moment I decided they wouldn't laugh at me again. A year ago, I was the family's quiet helper, the invisible hand that kept everything running, the one who cooked, cleaned, and remembered birthdays while they forgot mine. When Dad died, I became the emotional janitor of the house. Mom said she couldn't cope. My sister said she couldn't stay. But both stayed, as long as I kept paying the bills. I never minded. Family meant sacrifice. At least, that's what I believed, until they started using my kindness as a stage prop for their new channel, Perfect Family Diaries. They filmed everything, our dinners, our shopping trips, even my breakdowns, all under the label of relatable content. What I didn't know then was that they'd been planning something special for Thanksgiving. Their viral moment. My humiliation. It began weeks before the dinner. I noticed Mom whispering into her phone, pausing whenever I entered. My sister, always a step ahead in cruelty, slipped once, mumbling something about watch time and engagement. Then, that night, I saw the thumbnail of their upcoming stream. Thanksgiving surprise for the sister who takes life too seriously. The description read, "Watch her reaction, it's priceless." I watched the video go live while I sat in that empty dining room, surrounded by food I had cooked for people who never intended to show up. The comments poured in. "Poor thing doesn't get it. She's so dull. Lighten up. LMA, they left her at home." The internet laughed, but I smiled, because I had already set things in motion. I knew their hunger, not for food, but for attention. So I decided to feed it. While they were chasing views, I began collecting receipts. Not metaphorical ones, literal ones. Every expense they'd billed to my name. Every brand deal they registered under my bank details. Every copyright they ignored while using my recipes, my handwriting, my ideas. Yes, even the note they left on the table, that sweet, staged cruelty, was written on my custom stationery, which meant I owned the brand and the video, legally. I didn't confront them. I waited. Patience is the weapon of the underestimated. 2 days after Thanksgiving, they uploaded the full vlog. I let it sit. I wanted them to enjoy the spotlight. Then, quietly, I sent takedown notices to every platform they used, citing copyright infringement. Within 48 hours, their channel went dark. Their sponsors started pulling out. Their PayPal froze. And by the end of the week, YouTube itself had flagged their account for repeated violations. They were furious. Mom stormed into my room, red-eyed, trembling. "You did this, didn't you?" I didn't answer. I simply turned my laptop toward her. The video was still playing, but this time, it wasn't their edited version. It was mine. Every behind-the-scenes clip they forgot to delete. Every moment they mocked me. Every insult, every eye roll, every cruel laugh. I stitched it together into a new upload. The family that left me for views. No commentary, no voiceover, just their words, raw and ugly. It hit 2 million views in a week. They tried to fight back. Mom called it a misunderstanding. My sister posted a tearful apology video that lasted 3 minutes, 1 minute of crying, 2 minutes blaming me. But the internet wasn't kind to them anymore. The same audience that once laughed at me now laughed at them. They lost everything they built on my back. Their followers vanished, their brand deals collapsed, and the luxury restaurant they bragged about? Turns out they couldn't even pay the bill that night. I had already canceled the joint credit card before dinner. When the waiter handed them the check, they probably felt what I felt: alone, embarrassed, humiliated. That was the moment they remembered me. But by then, it was too late. A week later, the house was quiet. No cameras, no laughter. Just silence. Heavy, honest silence. They moved out soon after, chasing another illusion somewhere else. I stayed. Cooked Thanksgiving dinner again, for myself this time. I poured wine, set one plate, and sat at the same table where I once tore up their note. Except now, there was a new one, written in my handwriting, placed neatly beside the turkey. It said, "Enjoy your meal. You've earned it." And for the first time in years,